Hey there, myth fans! Today, let's explore about 10 ancient Egyptian gods. From powerful Ra to mysterious Anubis, we're uncovering the tales that shaped a whole civilization. Hit subscribe for more myth adventures. Ready to unravel Egypt's godly secrets? Ra is the sun god of ancient Egypt. He is one of the oldest deities in the Egyptian pantheon. Over time, he merged with other gods like Horus, becoming Ra-Horakhti, the morning sun, Amun as noonday sun, and Atum, the evening sun, representing different aspects of the sun's energy. As a solar deity, Ra embodied the power of the sun, but was also thought to be the sun itself. Sailing across the sky during the day and going beneath the earth at night, a giant serpent named Apophis tried to stop him each night, aiming to prevent the sun from rising and causing harm to life on earth. Great Mother Isis, the goddess of healing and magic, was crucial to ancient Egyptian religious beliefs. Sometimes she is also depicted with the vulture headdress of the goddess Mut, and other times with a disc with horns on the sides, attributed to the goddess Hathor. Isis can also be seen as a winged goddess who brought fresh air to the underworld when she went to meet her husband. Married to Osiris, king of Egypt, Isis was the sister and wife of the god Osiris, ruler of the underworld. Isis was a queen who supported her husband and taught the women of Egypt how to weave, bake, and brew beer. Anubis, god of funerary practices and care of the dead, represented by a jackal, or the figure of a man with the head of a jackal. His particular concern was with the funerary cult and the care of the dead. Hence, he was reputed to be the inventor of embalming, an art he first employed on the corpse of Osiris. In his later role as the conductor of souls, the Book of the Dead shows Anubis acting as a judge, weighing a person's heart on a set of scales against a feather of truth. Those who had earned eternal life were led to heaven. The condemned were devoured by Ammit, the goddess of retribution. Thoth, a god of the moon, of reckoning, of learning, and of writing. He was held to be the inventor of writing, the creator of languages, the scribe, interpreter, and advisor of the gods. Thoth is often depicted in ancient Egyptian art as a man with the head of an ibis or a baboon. Thoth presided over the judgment of the dead, with Osiris in the Hall of Truth, and those souls who feared they might not pass through the judgment safely were encouraged to call upon Thoth for help. In the myth of Osiris, Thoth protected Isis during her pregnancy and healed the eye of her son, Horus, which had been wounded by Osiris's adversary, Seth. Horus, the falcon god, was the helper of Ra and symbolized the powers of the pharaoh during most of Egyptian history. He was commonly depicted as a falcon-headed god with a double crown. Horus was seen as the son of Osiris and Isis, as well as the opponent of Seth. After avenging the death of his father Osiris, he inherited the right to rule over the land of Egypt and went on to become one of the most important gods in the Egyptian pantheon. Seth damaged Horus's eye, dividing it into 6 pieces. Thoth restored the eye, thus creating the Eye of Horus or Wadjat. The 6 pieces represent a series of fractions and the 6 senses, which included thought as a sense. Cats were very important to the ancient Egyptians and were even considered to be demi-deities. Not only did they protect the crops and slow the spread of disease by killing rodents, they were also thought to be the physical form of the goddess Bastet. Bastet was the goddess of protection, pleasure, and the bringer of good health. She had the head of a cat and a slender female body. It was believed that every day she would ride through the sky with her father, the sun god Ra. As his boat pulled the sun through the sky, she would watch over and protect him. At night, she would turn into a cat to protect Ra from his greatest enemy, the serpent Apep. She is also known as the goddess of the moon and was thought to be the eye of the moon and the eye of Ra. Bastet is still worshipped today, and her protection is believed by some to be cast over modern cats. Osiris, god of the deceased, was the son and oldest child of Geb, the earth deity, and Nut, the sky goddess. His wife and sister was Isis, goddess of motherhood, magic, fertility, death, healing, and rebirth. Osiris was considered the master of the underground world. In the mythology, before becoming master of the afterlife, Osiris ruled Egypt and taught agriculture and gave laws and civilization to humans. However, Osiris's brother Seth was extremely jealous of him, so Seth killed Osiris and cut his body into pieces, which he distributed around Egypt. His wife Isis reassembled his body and resurrected him, allowing them to conceive a son, the god Horus. He was represented as a mummified king, wearing wrappings that left only the green skin of his hands and face exposed. Sekhmet, whose name means "she who is powerful" or "the one who loves Ma'at," was the goddess of the hot desert sun, plague, chaos, war, and healing. She was created from the fire of the sun god Ra's eye when he looked upon earth. Ra created her as a weapon to destroy humans for their disobedience to him. Sekhmet was depicted with the body of a woman with a lion head wearing a sun disk. She was seen as the protector of the pharaohs and led them in warfare. When she was in a calmer state, she would take the form of the household cat goddess Bastet. The ancient Egyptians believed that Sekhmet had a cure for every problem. In order to stay on her good side, they offered her food and drink, played music for her, and burned incense. They would whisper their prayers into the ears of cat mummies and offer them to Sekhmet. They believed that this was a direct connection to the deities, and their prayers would be answered. Sobek. He was the lord of the crocodiles and was depicted with a crocodile head. Some ancient Egyptian sects believed that Sobek created order in the universe and the world when he arose from the dark water, and that he was the creator of the Nile River. He was often associated with fertility. The people of ancient Egypt worshipped Sobek in order to appease both him and crocodiles in general, and also to ensure the fertility of their people and crops. Myths about Sobek. One day when Sobek was in the Nile, he saw Osiris's body. He was so hungry he could not resist eating part of it. His tongue was cut off as a punishment, which is why crocodiles have no tongues in Egyptian myths. He also caught the sons of Horus when they were born. Hathor was goddess of many things: love, beauty, music, dancing, fertility, and pleasure. She was the protector of women, though men also worshipped her. She had priests as well as priestesses in her temples. She was the daughter of Ra and was sometimes called the Eye of Ra, a title shared with Bast and Sekhmet, among others, in her role as the sun god's defender. Hathor had a lot of power over ancient Egyptians' moods. Hathor had the power to bring laughter, happiness, and joy. If she was far away, the Egyptians' mood would become miserable. Hathor very much enjoyed helping and changing others' moods, embracing them and loving them dearly. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the fascinating realm of Egyptian mythology and its diverse pantheon of gods. If you enjoyed unraveling the stories of powerful deities like Ra, Osiris, and Isis, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more mythological adventures. Feel free to share your favorite Egyptian god in the comments below, and until next time, may the gods' blessings be upon you. Stay curious.